30, so that's 03, and then 18. Okay. Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week's episode of the podcast. Today, guess what? You'll be proud. Oh, two things. One, you'll notice the lights are off in the background. We're going for a chill vibe, I suppose. The truth is that they're both dead, and I need to record now. So we're trying something new. Regardless, it still might something good might come out of it. So we're going for a more chill vibe today. Um, and that's what we're calling it. And I think it could be fun. It could be cool. Um, the lighting is perfect. The light meter at least. You'll also notice I'm sitting back today. I'm tired. Okay. Today's Garmin even recommended that like in my half marathon training, which I'm doing, um, it even is telling me take a rest day today. It's not saying a recovery run, it's saying a rest day. Now, I'm not going to do that because we've been running every day. I'm not going to stop that because I feel like I know if I don't get in the habit and stay in it long enough, and if I don't just keep running every single day, the day that I take one day off, who's to say it won't become two or three? That's like always the pattern, it seems like, of things. So we're doing it every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. Sorry, I've been consuming too much Ariana Grande content. Um, anyway, so yeah, I am currently supposed to be having a recovery day. So I'm using that as an excuse to not sit up straight because yeah. So we're doing that too. Anyway, good morning, beautiful people. I have a lot to talk about. New friends. Okay, more like new friend. I guess I can talk about other friends too, but work. Um, mm. You're wondering what this is, right? Today's drink of the day. It is it's Diet 7 Up. I think strawberry or cherry, the red one, with some strawberry soju in it. It's so good. I was gonna have wine. It was supposed to be wine, but I keep bugs will not stop dying in my wine. It truly is rage bait, and I'm starting to think it's because I leave my wine bottles open. Because I figure surely nothing's gonna land in it and crawl in it. It's too narrow of a bottle. I've never had an issue with it before. And then I realize every time I pour wine, it's like something's like in my glass and stuff, and it's just so annoying. But today especially threw me off because like usually I'll notice it like a little bit after I pour my wine or whatever. But this time I just washed the glass and I just opened the bottle and I just poured some out, and there was a dead fly. I fished it out. It was a dead fly in my. I was like, what? And I was like, there's no way. And then I was like, oh, maybe things are flying in my wine and dying. That would make sense. And so yeah, honestly, we've been struggling with wine lately. Every time I pour wine, it's just like something dies in it and I have to pour it out. But maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's for the better. Regardless, we gotta have a drink for the podcast. We don't have to, I guess, as we saw last week with the protein shake. But I don't know. We have one, so anyway, I'm thinking. Speaking of my recovery day today, I'm thinking. Oh shoot! I thought I wore another freaking shirt that I was gonna have to blur. For a second, I was like, "Yo!" It was so time consuming blurring, freaking learning how to do that and the motion tracking and oh, that was so time consuming. But it was a useful skill that I know how to do now. Hold up. It just tastes so good. Um. Anyway, and so I don't know how to tell my Garmin that I'm not taking a rest day today. But I am thinking since I have the freedom in the day, my Garmin has been begging for low anaerobic exercise. So basically like zone two. So I'm thinking I'll just go on like a maybe like a 20-minute zone two run. I'm thinking like 30 is better because then I can just get it all out of the way and balance it. Just hopefully it'll call me productive afterwards like a good boy. Uh, but dang, I didn't even adjust this mic at all. My bad. Um, but yeah, so I've been doing that. Other than that, we've talked about running the past 2 weeks, which I love talking about running. I've been so into running, but today I just don't have a lot to say about it. I don't know. It's just been maintenance. A lot of recovery runs lately, but tomorrow is no. The day after tomorrow is an inter. No, I think tomorrow might be an interval day. Actually, hold up. Let's find out. He gave it. Yeah, tomorrow is not an interval day. Tomorrow is just a not long run day. It's a 30-minute 9:05 pace, which is kind of long, but it's not insane. The interval day isn't until Monday, and then allegedly tomorrow is a long run. But again, it's just a 40-minute run, which just confuses me so much. I don't get it because my long run days are supposed to be Wednesday and Friday. But no, actually, I think that's right. Still, never mind. It's probably just preparing me for the intervals because those are going to be intense. Anyway, 40 minutes is still a long time, y'all. Trust, I know. Trust, I know. I have not came back from a single one of my long runs, which I just consider anything over like 30 minutes. No, honestly, anything over 40 minutes. I've never ran something shorter than 40 minutes for a long run. So I guess anything over 40 minutes I consider a long run, at least at a 9:05 pace or less. Like, that's insane. But anyway, regardless, I have just so much to say other than that. So let's talk about my life, my social life. I had the most interesting experience, okay? So, did I tell y'all? I don't think I told you. Dang, I think y'all are missing a lot of lore here. Okay, so shoot, I can't tell y'all, weeks ago, a long time ago, I discovered Facebook dating. I do feel like I mentioned that here, but I don't know. Facebook dating is a thing. I'm not gonna even try to explain it because I don't think I could explain it. It's like somebody who didn't know how to like code well, but knew how to do it like a high school, like a talented high schooler. What is that? Okay. I felt something on the carpet. It's fine. I think it's just my dog's collagen bone. Anyway, sorry. This is so good. Y'all are just gonna hear it. Oh, listen. Wine ASMR. Hold on. This isn't wine, but whatever. It's so good, you guys. And now that I think about it, not an insane amount of calories, thank God. Because the mixture is 0 sugar. So, anyway, so you guys, what was I saying? Chat, lock in. Me just saying random stuff. So I started Facebook dating ages ago. Okay, and I did it initially. I really did sign up for the dating part because y'all knew I was super into dating for a minute, and I mean like a minute, but still, as in like not that long. But then I had 2 bad dates, and just remembering how people are, and I was like, whenever I found out that Facebook dating also had a friends feature, I was like, ooh, I'd much rather meet friends low key because friends are so much less pressure. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, they just are. And so I signed up for the friends feature, but I found out because again, the Facebook dating is just so underdeveloped, and I can't hate on whoever. Like, it's not like I could do better than what they did. It's just so unfinished and so broken in the sense of you can look for dating and friends, but it shows you the same profile for both. Now, you don't want people you want to be friends with to see your dating profile as their first impression of you, at least. That's the weird. It makes it seem like they're you're trying to win them over or seduce them. It's kind of weird. But get this, okay? We're going to get into that in a second. But, wow, how loose is this on me? Ugh, just because I'm so skinny, I've lost so much weight. Wow, no. Actually, I don't know why this is so loose. That's a problem. Hold up, I don't like that. Anyway, and so I've been using the Facebook dating, app / friends part of it for a while, right? But after about a week, I didn't care about the dating part because the dating matches were like kind of freaked me out. Not because I'm not saying that anybody looked bad or anything. There was like no effort, and it was like people that just weren't my type. And my whole thing with dating is it has to be like a girl that likes to talk and has like a filled out bio and stuff, and that just wasn't the thing with the Facebook dating. But the friends part was working out really well, so I just really went all in for that. And I started matching with people. I was like, wow, like, I'm gonna have friends finally, yay, blah blah blah. And Mm. Me making noises so I don't have to cut out the silence. But but I can't stop thinking about how every time I say that's anyway. Um, and I really thought I was like balling. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have so many friends and stuff. Mm. I mean, I was, and thank God, like I had my moments, but at the end of the day, they all go out as fast as they burn. You know what I mean? Like we'd talk a little bit, and then they wouldn't have much to say, and then I'd just have to give up on them. Or they'd seem really cool, and then literally the next day they'd just be bored or something. I don't even know, and just not respond. Or I don't know, whatever it was. And so far I've met, I'd say two like longer term people, one newer person that I think is gonna fade out. But one of the people, two, they wait, isn't there another person? No. I think this one of the people is just. I think I just have like three different lives for them, because I think they're the person that I met when I first met them. I was like, they're just like me for real, because of like their job and stuff. And then, which they thought I was unemployed, by the way. That was crazy. And then another person in my mind, another person who was like going out of state and stuff for a while, and it seemed like a long time. And I was like, it's not gonna work, because that's one of the biggest things about this is I'm surprised I've met two people now that like were just in Arizona like temporarily, you know what I mean? They're all like, ooh, that light meter is going down. I'm so sorry, y'all, if the lighting's not ideal. I'm trying something new, okay? um but 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 it's just amazing the amount of people that just like they're only in Arizona like part time, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna make friends in Arizona. Why? If you like, how what do you expect? Do you know what I mean? If because like I'm like trying to make meaningful deep connections, and like this one person, for example, I thought that we had potential to be like good friends and stuff. And then I don't even remember how it came up, but he's all like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Alaska next week. And I was like, wow, okay, wow. And then I was like, why? Because why do you go to Alaska? Then he's like, I work there. And I was like, because once again, why are we trying to make friends in Arizona if you're just like part time here, like barely here? Um, and at that moment, I was like, yeah, it's not gonna work, because at the end of the day, I need like reliability, somebody who wants to hang out a lot, somebody who likes to talk a lot, whatever. Now I don't know. Me and this guy could become like long distance best friends. I don't know. I've never done that, but like maybe shoot, there's a first to everything, where we just call and stuff. But like I want a person. You know what I mean? Like in person, not just like I can have AI talk to me all day. You know what I mean? My nose is like, bruh, this is embarrassing. But like, I need somebody that like will just talk to me. You know what I mean? No, I don't. Sorry, that's exactly what I wasn't saying. I need somebody who will be there in person, who I can enjoy their presence, who will do things with me, whatever. You know what I mean? Um, I want to be around people. AI can do the talking part of it. You know what I mean? Now, again, real people aren't substitutes for AI. I know. But like, I don't know. That's my thing. And so we have one contestant left. A contestant that I guess technically two. We have a newer one, but again, I think he's gonna fade out. So, was really a wild card for me. Okay, now this man, I think he's the same person who went to another state, and I was like, I think that's not gonna work. I don't think it is. I think that was a different person. But I really, that's the thing is, I'm like, I think I have like two different lives for this man. Um, and one day we were just talking about Ariana Grande, Ariana Bun, and the man just called me, and then we ended up talking on the phone for 4 hours, which in the moment was fun. Um, but if you also know me, the call started at like 8 or 7, right? So we weren't done until literal midnight. If you know me, I don't do midnight. Mm-mm. I need to be asleep by midnight, before midnight. I have to be awake at 6 a.m. Plus, I run, I lift, I just tire myself out, cooking, cleaning, doing everything all the time, basically. I need sleep. Now, it's not because I'm like the kind of person that if I don't sleep, I'm going to rip your head off and be like, it's not so much that. It's more just genuinely, I just objectively need it, right? To do all of the things that I do in a day. And so, plus, I just hate, especially like with my like history of like depression, I just hate waking up and not being charged. You know what I mean? I hate waking up and not being ready to get out of bed because it just reminds me of like being depressed and stuff. Because like I'm already depressed as it is and stuff. Like whatever I am. Like thank God it's been like way better lately. But like I just don't need it. I don't know. I don't need the exhaustion. I have too much to do, too much to worry about. But that day I was like, it's whatever, it's worth it. But at midnight I was like, yeah, it's getting too close to my comfort because I know around 1 or 2 I'm gonna just start getting resentful of being on the phone. Um, but we had a good conversation. We did. And then the next day I was all like, what are we? No, but like in a joking way. I was all like, although thank God, way healthier than I used to be. Like before I'd be like, oh, we're best friends. We're like, this man and I clearly we can just talk all the time. We blah, blah, blah. And uh, no, I was just so busy that day because let me tell you all. Hold on. That day I cooked um like chipotle adobo, whatever it is. I think it's adobo. Chipotle adobo barbacoa style like meat, like beef, whatever. Um and and so this is the day after I got 4 hours of sleep, by the way. And I cooked like a huge stew with like it had like zucchini, onion, carrots, celery, stew meat, I don't know, a lot of things in it, and broth, bone broth specifically. All of this very good stuff, by the way. I cannot wait to eat it later. Like genuinely, chef's kiss. Um, but um, yeah, I worked all day and then I had to go to the store to buy ingredients for all of this stuff and then cook all of that stuff. So I was quite busy. So I didn't spend the day being like, oh, I should text him. I should text him. But like, also, I fully acknowledge. See, now my watch just seems too tight, bruh. Where is the line? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, um, and so now it's just like I've been so much better about it. I was like, I could have been like that anxious attachment style type thing. But no, we had a good conversation. We had a good time. Whatever. If we end up like becoming good friends, great. If not, okay. You know what I mean? I've had my fair share of like one good night, one good time, and then like that's it. Not like that. Pause. Not like that, but like I've had my with friends. We'll say again, it depends on what you call a friend, I guess. But like, because if you only hung out with them like twice, then like I don't know. But like I could handle that. You know what I mean? It's sad. I know one guy I talked to that he would like we were. I thought we were clicking so well because he had such a twisted sense of humor, um, in a way that like I'm very used to because like my brother, and then he was like, "Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. Sorry," and I was like, "Okay." Like it was so sad. It's like I thought we were gonna be besties, but like okay. But anyway, back to the current competitors. Like it's Love Island. Isn't Love Island? I think it's streaming right now. I keep seeing stuff about it, but like I don't know. Anyway, um, so we have that guy that we clicked with pretty well. That man, he's super chill. I hate the lighting meter going down. It's freaking me out, but it's okay. Anyway, and so we have him, and then we have the other guy. The other guy, okay, we need to give them names. Wow, we're gonna call them. What's something I don't remember? What's something I don't remember? What's something I don't know? What would I associate? What do we call them? What do we call them? I don't know. I don't know. I got nothing, you guys. We'll call him Azul. Okay, Azul. We have Azul. Azul is the guy I spent 4 hours talking on the phone with. And then we have Amarillo. Okay, that'll work. Or Amarillo. um. Anyway. And so let's go to Amarillo. Okay. Amarillo was a wild card for me. Okay, because Amarillo very much seemed the during Pride Month. Saying this is crazy. Amarillo very much seemed not gay to me whenever we first met. And then I remember the topic of conversation kept coming up of him being like, I don't know, your bio kind of confuses me. I thought the conversation was going to be like, because again, he's straight. And honestly, I probably more gay people ask me than straight people, to be quite honest. It's just, I don't know a lot of straight people, to be honest. To be fair, I don't know a lot of gay people either, but, anyway. And so I was like, I know where this is going. It's going to be like, so are you gay? And I hate that question so much. So passionately. I don't know if I've already talked about this on this podcast. If I haven't, then I don't know. I will one day, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. It's just not worth talking about because it's just, for what? Just stewing in something, you know? And so, anyway, that's where I thought it was going. And I took screenshots and stuff just to be like, I was actually sending it to Azul being like, how much you want to bet this conversation is leading to? Are you gay? And yeah, it was he's very interesting. But the thing is, eventually he was all like, I just wanted to let you know I'm gay. And I was like, you are? Like, that one actually threw me off guard. And the hard part, it's so funny. There's two people now that I was like, oh, like I can finally like. I was so excited to have like bros and stuff. Which, not saying gay people can't be bros, but it's kind of different. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but like a little bit. It's a little bit different. Okay, leave me alone. I know there's like masculine. There's like super like straight passing men and all. Okay, gay men, whatever. I get it. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just saying, for me personally, me defending myself against the allegations before they can happen. I'm just saying, me personally, a bro and a gay bro are just a little different. Okay, it's just the wiring's a little different. Okay, you like don't lie to anybody. You know it because there's a reason you like men and they don't. Because the wiring's a little different. Okay, and so. Not that all gay people are one way, not that all straight people are one way. Just leave me alone. But I was all like twice now. I was so excited, and then I was like, "That's embarrassing." I was like calling them like big dog and stuff, and I was like, "Let me stop doing that," because they probably feel weird with that. But anyway, and so yeah, dang, that's taking me back. But anyway, so Amarillo, I don't know. He told me that, and I don't even remember what I said because I don't care. You know what I mean? Oh no, that is what I said. Actually, I said you are. That actually surprises me, basically. Um, and then I think he was like, "Why? I don't know. Boring, blah blah blah, normal stuff, right?" But then we kept talking. We're still talking, but my thing is, we're just so. I think we're just so different. He's still in college, which is again, he's older than me. I'm not gonna say it's weird because you can be any age at any college. I'm privileged and blessed to be done with college already, and I'm not gonna hold that against anybody of the fact that I was privileged enough to do that. But I just, I don't know. He seems very much still like collegey. You know what I mean? In college, I might have loved the dude. I don't know. Like he seems like a very much like a frat, not like a frat boy in like frat boy sense, but in this party sense. There we go, like a party guy. There we go. He seems very much like a party guy and like a fun time. But that's the thing is I'm not looking for a fun time. You know what I mean? I want real friends. I don't want what's the word for it? Olivia Rodrigo has a song about it. With my something friends. What does she say? Fair weather friends. I don't want fair weather friends. And everything just seems kind of unserious and stuff. And I'm not gonna write the dude off for it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know either. Um, but I don't know. We'll see. Plus, I'm barely texting the dude. I'm doing bad. I'm trying to do better. Right now, I should be texting the dude, but I'm just so busy. I'm just so busy. And the thing is, he's in college. He doesn't work, so you have a lot of time in college. I mean, like, believe it or not, if you don't work when you're in college, you have a lot of time. Um, that's like one of my hot takes. Like, but I'm working full time, and I'm going home, and I'm taking care of my dog, cleaning the entire house, cooking, doing all of this stuff, right? Which I'm not better, I'm not holier than anybody. I'm not anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I stay busy. And so somebody that in my mind just might not stick around, is kind of in the back of my mind. That's why he even pointed it out, and I even noticed it before he pointed it out. I only respond to the man like right before I go to sleep. So that's like 24 hours between each text. And it's always at like 9 p.m. So it's kind of, nobody wants that. You know what I mean? That's not ideal. But at the end of the day, it's because that's the only time that my mind has enough time to think about everything that I've forgotten throughout the day and stuff and get it done. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll see how that lasts. But this pen is $30 and the back just pops off like that. Ooh, now I'm mad. Anyway, that's rude. What? I guess it allows you to change out the pen, but still. That easily? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, so we'll see how Amarillo lasts. I'll keep you updated about Azul too. I don't know. I guess I'll let y'all know. But yeah, that's I guess that for the social part of it. Work. We've gotten a new intern at work. Okay, the new intern is see now it's all broken. Bruh. Literally right whenever I hit the 30-day mark too, probably, huh? No, I hope you found the news. No, because I'm actually mad now. What are you doing? Pause. 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 Okay. I need a piece of paper. Why did my pen look, it's broken. It's not broken, but it's stuck. Anyway, so we have a new I'm not using my nail. That's a bad idea. We have a new intern, okay? The intern is super I try to not pay attention because I'm so used to being the supervisor for the interns that all I do is supervise. All I do is say, "Ooh, she's doing this, she's doing that, she's doing this, she's doing that." I don't want to backseat ride. I don't want to micromanage. I don't want to do anything like that. I even caught myself doing it twice. I was like, her uniform is blah blah blah. Her blah. And to be fair, I mean, 2 days in a row. To be fair, the first time he pointed it out and he did something about it, but this was like the second or third day in a row after that incident. When during that incident he proposed something and she just ignored it. It was the second or third day in a row that I was like, that I actually said something about it. Again, trying to take a step back, but yeah, it wasn't my craziest thing. But I definitely have to keep my mouth shut, and I try to just not pay attention because at the end of the day, I'll clock her on her phone. I'll clock her not doing something she's not supposed to be doing. I'll clock how many times like she's like going to the bathroom for long periods of time, and like how she's leaving early and all. Like I'll clock all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's not my job to clock all of that stuff anymore. It's my job now to do other things. And so I should take advantage of that because I have too many things to do as is anyway. And one thing I've learned lately is just don't find problems. You know what I mean? There's enough problems as is. Leave him to find the problems while I enjoy whatever I have to deal with, whatever fires I have to deal with. But I remember thinking, being like, because again, it was really hard for me. Swallowing my pride is something I've been working a lot on lately, I think. I'd like to think. And it has been really hard 2 times that I can think of so far with work specifically. The first time was whenever I had to sit in a room of like technicians whenever I should have been with like the like management and all of that stuff. I was like, what's that word? Like infantilized. And I was all like, okay, it's not my event. They weren't expecting anyone to come. To be fair, it was like a free for all. But still, like they were again. My thing too was I was the only one, literally that I know of, and I guess it could have been somebody, but still, I'm pretty sure I was the only one who was like infantilized and told, if you could just stay here and help us out so much. It was, you know, corporate infantilization. We all know it's an issue. And so I was all like, okay, because what am I gonna do? Cause a scene over a training that I'm getting paid to be at? Um, and so I think the first day I wasn't necessarily getting paid to be at it. Actually, I don't think I was getting paid to be there that day. But anyway, I it's a long story short. Well, not long story short. We're not gonna short it. Anyway, um, and I remember the whole time I spent the whole time just talking myself out of just walking out there, right then and there. I was just like, no, we're not doing this. We're not gonna cause a scene. We're not gonna be dramatic because what does me walking out right now do? Nothing. It does nothing. I can answer it for you. Nothing good comes out of me walking out. The best thing that can come out of it is me making a scene and being like, I'm too good to be here. So like, doesn't that mean that I'm saying I'm better than everybody? You know what I mean? Do you get my point? Everybody in that room, am I better than them then? You know what I mean? Now again, at least our guys were being paid to be there. I don't know about anybody else there, but like whatever. Regardless, that was one of the times. The other time was oh. The other time was this. Okay. Just the whole time I was just like it wasn't like as long term as that one was. That one took me hours before I finally was like, I got some good nuggets. And I mean nuggets, but still. They were good nuggets, the ones that I did get. And it lets you like talk to people, make connections, all that stuff. So whatever, you have to find the good in it. You know what I mean? And so sorry, y'all. The drink is just so good. So anyway, sitting here and watching, being like, I know that girl's on her phone. I know that girl's doing these things. I know that girl's not like, oh. And I remember like the end of week 1, I was just like, so like in my mind, I was all like not happy with this girl because I was like, this girl's getting away with all of this stuff. And then I was like, and then she came in during her lunch, sorry, and she just holding 2 popsicles. I was like, and then she was like, I looked up at her and I was like, for me? And she's like, yeah. Well, no, first she said pick me, and then I looked up, pick one, and then I looked up and I said for me, and then she was like, yeah, which one? And then she went like, duh. And I was like, this is so cute. And I was all like telling ChatGPT later, I was all like, you know what? This makes me like the girl, and I know that like maybe her mom is out there and telling her, bring something, give them something, like they'll like you, blah blah blah. And she's right. She's right, because it made me forget how much like this girl's getting away with and stuff. You know what I mean? She's coming in late like every day. Now again, it's marginally late. It's like a minute or two late, but still late. I mean, the expectation with work, at least that I hold myself to, and we'll just speak for myself. Okay, that I hold myself to, is you are at your desk working, right? Whatever you do for work, you are actively doing it whenever 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whenever your shift starts, once the second hits the clock. It's not, well, I was technically they're doing it at 7 o'clock and 59 seconds. No. At that point, you're late. If your shift starts at 7 o'clock, you're getting paid for 7 up until 7:01. You're getting paid a minute. You're not getting paid nothing from 7 to 7:01. You're getting paid the full 60 seconds, so you should be working the full 60 seconds. You know what I mean? And so I was all like, This girl's mom, it might not have been her mom, of course. There's plenty of smart women, plenty of smart men, plenty of smart kids, whatever, plenty of smart adults, plenty of smart people, okay, that can think of that themselves. So I don't know if it was her. I don't know if it was her parent. I don't know who it was, but it was smart because I was like, again, mentally I knew all of this stuff, but still I was like, we should hire her like dramatically. Obviously, like, I don't know about that. This was her like third day or something. She was chronically late, not following dress code, all of this stuff. But the amazing part of it, sorry, the amazing part of it, actually not sorry, but the amazing part of it is that she gave me a popsicle. I cannot eat popsicles. I am on a strict cut. And I still felt this way. I ate the popsicle because it was just such a sweet gesture. I was like, this is so cute. This is so nice. I didn't freak out about how many calories it was. I didn't freak out, blah, blah, even though I knew like low key from, I just knew already from like seeing one a few weeks ago or whatever, but still. I guesstimated and I was correct with it. And it was just so like sweet. It worked so well. But then today, okay, here's the other thing. So she worked today. She's also working tomorrow. And I saw there was like a crash that happened on my way out of work today, and I think she was involved in it. And she wasn't driving, but she was in the passenger. But still, I really hope she wasn't, and if she was, that she's okay. Because I feel like she's too young to be dealing with this kind of stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's been our intern. This is her second week. So, yeah. That's just tough, though. I mean, she's already having to work. She's working sort of 30 hours a week. But the program she does her internship through requires, it has the most insane requirements ever, by the way. So they require that she has a 1 hour lunch and two 15-minute breaks in a, like, not even 8 hours worth of time she'll get. I don't know how many hours she gets because it varies on the day, but like it's not even 8 hours that she's doing a day of paid time, at least, because of these mandatory breaks. Now she does get paid for the two mandatory breaks, but I don't know, that's foul. I guess that just leaves an hour lunch, so that's actually pretty typical. I just think that's a lot of break. I don't know, that's just me. But technically, it's only 30 minutes longer than my workday. But I don't know. I've been saying it. I would rather leave early than take the extra 30-minute break. Like any day of the week. Not any day of the week. Some days, like, I might rather take the hour break. I don't know. But, like, I would much rather work, like, 9 to 5:30 than 9 to 6. Because to me, that's like losing a whole hour after drive time and all that stuff, even though it's only an extra 30 minutes. But I guess to each their own. I just know that all I can think about is I get an extra, let's see, 30, 60, like 2.5 hours a week, or I guess she only works 4 days, so I get an extra 2 hours a week at home that she doesn't get because they require her to take an hour lunch. And I don't know. To each their own. Again, I don't know. An hour lunch is just insane. What do you do for an hour? What do you do for an hour? But whatever. Anyway, so that's been her. Hopefully she's okay. But yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I got it's my little birthday yesterday. Say happy birthday. He turned, doesn't matter, none of your business actually. Let me keep my mouth shut. But say happy birthday to him anyway. It was exciting for him, I'm sure. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I'll see him soon. I need to text. Oh, shoot. I need to coordinate plans. Okay. I'm gonna be texting last minute, like super last minute. Oops. Oopsies. Um, what else? I have so much food in the freezer that I'm realizing I don't have any more Tupperwares because I keep freezing. I keep like I'll make meals and then I'll like freeze half of them, which is really good actually, honestly. Because the whole reason I do it is like days whenever I like don't want to cook or I just like don't have it in me to cook for whatever reason that may be. Um, I could still just pull something out of the freezer, get real food, get good food, not have it be like junk, and have like real meals and stuff. It's always just so helpful. But part of me is also like maybe I should just eat like a ton of the freezer food because I'm getting a lot of freezer food, and I don't know what to do with all of it. So I don't have any Tupperwares anymore, you guys. So I don't know. Let me know if you have advice. I have to like go to the bathroom. Me just moving my chair a lot is because I have to go to the bathroom. But we have a few more minutes, so y'all are just gonna have to tough it out, I guess. Skull. Hold on. I don't know other than that if I have anything else. I finally have Coachella on lock. Yes, let's talk about that. I have where I'm gonna survive so that I'm not homeless during Coachella. I have Coachella tickets. I have other things that are none of your business. I have everything prepared for Coachella. I guess okay, we'll go. I have two things that I could look into for Coachella. Think I'm gonna look into flights there, just because with how bad gas is. No, it won't be cheaper. I should drive. Um, but gas is just so bad. I don't know. I think I paid almost $50 for a tank. No, I had to have of gas last time I filled up, which is insane for me at least in my car. Um, and round trip that's like $100. But again, I don't think that it might be a little bit more, but still, I don't think a flight's gonna be that cheap. So I don't know, but I will say it'll be nice because well, is it though? Is it less travel time because you have to like leave for the airport early, you have to wait in the airport, you have to board, you have to fly. I don't know if it's less travel time, honestly. I mean, a little bit, sure, yeah, but like whatever. Anyway, um, and but I'm fully logged for Coachella and the outfits. I don't have outfits yet, but like whatever. I can always just wear what I have or whatever. I will be debuting the pants that I made. I wore them to my like at home Coachella this year, but like I will be debuting them next year. They will get a day. Um, so I guess I already have one outfit, easy. Um, but I still need like two more, I guess. I don't know if I'll buy any just because it's been so expensive. Have you guys tried to find a hotel in Coachella's like area to where you could get to Coachella afterwards? Cause please try and look at the pricing. Um, it's insanity, y'all. I have to go to the bathroom so bad. um, TMI or just enough information or JFI. Um, yeah. Anyway, so that's really exciting. I'm super excited for that. Thrilled. 10-year anniversary of Coachella. I'm gonna be there for my 10-year anniversary of watching Coachella. I'm so excited. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I don't know. This is like my like Ariana Grande. You know, her tour is super popular right now amongst Arianators. I love. We're gonna have to get into that probably next episode. But like me refusing to pause the camera because then I'll have to cut. But I love the tour. Okay. I guess. Okay. Actually, I don't care much for the tour. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, what I here's my thing. Okay. I want the concept of the tour. But I will say I'm not like a diehard Ariana fan. So like I know her songs, I do. And I was like super into her music like a few times and stuff. But like you know what I mean? Like, you know? And so like I just don't know. I don't know, actually. Me being like, I don't. I don't know if I'd want to watch the whole thing, which is such a like I don't have tickets, so I don't want the Arianators coming for me, but like I don't know. I was watching like a live stream, but I also think a live stream is different. But I got bored. um, and I don't know. But anyway, I probably would have liked it because it was like all Eternal Sunshine. I was just getting like, oh, spoilers if you're listening. Um, if you care about spoilers, probably just like skip forward like 90 seconds. I'll try to make it less than 90 seconds. Anyway, Um, apparently the set list is like all Eternal Sunshine with a few with a few other songs, which by the way is how a tour should be. I don't know why it'll be like the Eternal Sunshine tour, and then it'll do like the eras of Ariana Grande for like the playlist. That's not no, it's the Eternal Sunshine tour. But like whatever. Anyway, um, I think I would have been bored, but I do want a piece of merch from there, just because I went to the Sweetener tour, and that was like nostalgic. I did enjoy that one, and I got merch from there, but I don't know, maybe just like this one wasn't for me, and that's okay. But we have to get into that next week because I have to go to the bathroom so badly. And I love you all so much. Thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed this week's episode, please leave a like and a good rating. 10-star, 5-star, thumbs up, whatever platform you're on. If you could leave the highest rating, it'll mean so much to me. Please share with a friend if you're feeling so inclined, if you think they'll like the podcast. I'm going to go to the bathroom and then go on my run. But I love you all so much. Thank you all so much for listening. I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys. I love you. Say it back.